What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream. Hopefully, you guys are all doing well. If you guys hear noise, door slamming, people talking, my neighbors are having people over. My window's literally right there. So, sorry about the noise. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. How's sales going for everybody? How's the week going so far? Um, Me, it's kind of just going. Today's the first day that I'm able to go back to doing 20 listings a day. I've been doing 5 listings a day for the last 2 weeks and a day. So 15 days, I've been doing 5 listings a day, which is still okay because for the most part, my sales haven't taken a hit at all. Um, there has been a day or two of like nine. Like yesterday, I sold nine. And I think a day or two last week, or a day last week, I sold nine as well. For the most part, I've been still around 15 to 20 items a day going out, which I'm super thankful for. And I did also have a couple on Poshmark today. So went out 12, I think, total for the day today between eBay and Poshmark. I did have someone try to get me to sell them something on Macari that they never paid. They never paid for. So um, it is what it is. I'm still thankful to be afloat. I do think things will pick back up when the 20 a day starts registering again. Should be able to start making some traction. Um, let's see. What's up, Mr. X? How you doing, bro? Brad Sells. Hey, God bless you. God bless you too. Miss Lachey, what's going on? How are you? So, what is you guys' experience with eBay right now? A lot of people are saying that it's super slow right now. I feel like today's kind of slow. I've only sold 7 items so far today. Um, but it is what it is. I haven't even done my listings yet. I'll do those after I get off this call or after I get off this live stream. I'll do those. I took 40 sets of photos earlier. My lister just gave me confirmation about an hour ago that he was done with those 40 sets of photos. So 2 days worth of work done. And I'll be, back at it soon. Tonight. What? I don't know. Probably just go ahead and do the 20 tonight. Probably won't rush it on the 40. What's up, Dixon? Sales are great because I haven't posted in 3 to 4 days and still consistent. Yeah, man, it takes a little while to fall off. Um, but I think for the most part, if you have a decent sized store, you got good quality items, and you have a habit of consistency, I don't think 3 or 4 days is going to do very much damage. Now, what I do think is if you were to go like a week or 2 weeks, it wouldn't stay as consistent. Would you still have daily sales? I believe so. But say right now you sell 30 items a day. You list 30, you sell 30. So you don't list for 2 weeks. You're not going to sell 30 items a day in 2 weeks. It's going to go down to like 20, or it's going to go down to like 15, or it's going to go to 5 one day. It's going to be all over the place because it doesn't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't list for like a whole month, you might miss a day of sales, but for the most part, you'll still sell items. One sold on March 1st for $8. It's not that great, bud. Have you ever lost top rated and had some late shipments? Can you bounce back after it? Yeah, you can bounce bated after it. I've never lost top rated once I got it. However, I'm one sell away from losing out on global shipping top rated. So I gotta make one sell globally uh to be able to keep my 100 sales in the global shipping program, which, like I said, I feel like that'll be able to happen. I don't know when the cutoff is, March 20th, I think. So I should be able to make a sell in the global shipping program within the next 15 days. But if you do lose top rated, it depends on how many sales you make. So if you only make 400 sales in a year, you're gonna be hurting for as long as you can get your 100. It's a matter of 100 sales and $1,000 in a year. So if you can make 100 sales and $1,000 within a year, you should be able to get it right back up. Now, the thing with the late shipments, that's a totally different defect. Um, those take like minimum 3 months to fall off if you sell 400 items every 3 months. If you don't, you're going to have to deal with that for a year. But it's possible. You just got to make sure your items arrive and get shipped out on time and everything goes right. What's up, Denise? Bobby says, Marcus, I have a pair of Levi's men's jeans, silver tab. Curious what you think you would list them for. Thanks in advance. I don't know. It depends on what they look like, what year they're from, what size they are. But I mean, minimum, I would start them at $50, but they might go for more. They might go for less. Usually, silver tabs can go for about $50. Let's pull up the screen here. We could do some comps real quick. Let's see. So I'm going to assume yours are used. So, oops, I didn't mean to stop sharing. Sorry. All right. 130 for some used, 34. These are all active listings. Let's check what they're actually selling for, though. So 37, 89, 29, 49, 19.99, 38, 12. But these are all over the place. So usually what I do is I just go to the highest plus shipping and rock with that. Now, this is a bundle of 6, so we can't pay attention to that. Now we can look at this one and we could try to compare ours to this one. Are yours pleated? Do yours say baggy anywhere? It could be 199, 195. Look at this guy. Super swag. Let's see. Denim jacket, 157, 150. Got a lot. 149, 159. These are convertible pants. These are hiking pants. So it really just depends. Do you got a paper tag? Are yours distressed at all? These look like Jinkos. What the heck? Those are pretty cool. So if yours have something like this on there, they'll sell for a little bit more than just straight no embroidery on there. So it's really touchy, just depends on what they look like, Bobby. So let's see. Brad's sales do about 190 sales a month. So yeah, you should be cool. If they're silver tab baggies, they will go for premium. Yep. No, not baggy or pleated, just say silver tab boot cut. Okay, so let's look back at it. We'll do that. Silver tab. And we'll put boot cut in there. So let me make sure I got used. 149, 84, 82, 79, 78, 68, 65 best offer, 55 best offer, 60, 52, 55. So I would just price them. I would get on here and I would type in just like I did, Levi silver tag boot cut, and then filter by highest plus shipping and the used condition. And since you know what size they are, filter by the size as well, and then compare what you have with what's listed, and then compare the condition to what is listed and find the best price. And see how often it's sold at the highest price. See, like this one's the highest price at 149 with a best offer. We don't know what this actually sold for, but we see two in the $80 range, another one right around 80. So we know that we can get 80 for them, but is this a fluke? It's not a fluke because 2 days. Well, here's the thing. Oh, these are different. These are two different pair of pants. So one's a different size. So this person sold two of them in the same day. So it's not a fluke. You can sell them for $80, but yours got to be in the same condition, same color, stuff like that. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but at least the same condition before you try to put them there. So you can sell them for pretty good money. I just sold a pair of vintage Levi's 517 for a best offer of $80 the other day. Found like 12 Tommy Bahama silk shirts at my regular thrift today and a Harley leather jacket. Good find on the Harley jacket. I usually go every 2 days, so it was nice to see new items. That's what's up. When's the last time you went there? I just went to my thrift today for the first time in 2 days, and I only found 3 items. There's items at my thrift store, but they want like $10 for jeans. So I try to not buy a bunch. Let's see. I turned an offer for silver tabs for $17, counted at 21. He turned me down on Poshmark. Yeah, he's probably trying to steal them from you. Hey guy, where can I buy a face like that? You can't buy it. You stole it. This guy. This guy. Wow's this and that reseller. What's up, man? How you doing? That's is that outlaw? That ain't outlaw. It looks like outlaw. Um, so yeah, I went to the thrift today, like I said. They want $9.99, $9.95 or whatever for some uh regular Levi's 514s, 511s, stuff like that. Now they did have one pair that was 548. I did buy those. I think no, I put those back because the sell-through was garbage on them. Then I did look up some silver jeans, men's Avery slim or skinny or something like that. Normally, men's silver jeans is a good buy. These they wanted $16 for, and then the sell through was bad, and then it only said that it was selling for $12, so I didn't buy them. But my thrift, man, is not my local Goodwill is not a good place to go to. Now the thrift store where my brother works at, where this guy works at, I might be able to go out there from time to time to get stuff, but he lives far enough away from me that it's he works far enough away from me that it's an inconvenient drive. Uh but I mean it's better than driving to the bins. So I mean I guess I have that going for me in my favor. Okay, it's Wayne. Sorry about that. Coming in from my phone YouTube account. Okay. Welcome, Wayne. So I don't see Red in here, but Red, if you're watching or listening, I sent your boots out today. Sorry it took so long. Um, so yeah, guys, on these Tuesday night live streams, these are live streams for you guys to ask any questions you guys have. Talk about anything reselling related you want to talk about. I mean, I guess whatever you want to talk about, but it is a reselling channel, so chop it up with you guys. So if anybody's got any questions, feel free to ask. The more questions you ask, the more entertaining this will be. The more you don't ask, the quicker you guys will get off here because you'll be bored. So I'm not a very entertaining person. I don't try to be. So whatever you guys get, you guys got to make it. On the other hand, I did finally film a day in the life video today. I haven't filmed one of those in, I don't know, it's been quite a few months, honestly. But I feel like it's been a while since I made one, so I went ahead back and made one. That'll be coming out tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Time for you guys. And sorry, guys, I got a lot of notifications coming in from my Discord, so trying to really pay attention to that. So you guys that watch the day in the live video tomorrow, another interesting thing happened in my warehouse today. So or in my storage, whatever you guys want to call it. So be sure to tune in for that. Did you guys catch the Cha-Ching Chats live or podcast, I guess, that I did with them? I tagged them in my description of the last 2 videos, and I put it on my community post today. That they had me on their show. So did a live stream with them to really try to get them some exposure on their channels. Miss Lachey says, will you ever do auctions again? Yeah, I'll do them again. I'll probably wait till the next month starts or whatever the next cycle starts, so I can get more auctions for free, because I used all the free ones up on the first go around. The second ones I paid for again, but I did it twice and I only sold like 100 items out of 500. So I mean, it wasn't a bad experience. With the money that I charge on shipping, someone asked me today in the comment section, how did I make profit off of shipping? Because I charge $8.95 flat rate. And so if the item could go, and I could choose if it can go ground advantage or not. So I've been charging $8.95 for shipping, but I've been shipping everything, even priority packages, ground advantage. So I'm making like $2 off each item minimum, You know, if a pair of jeans can go ground advantage instead of going 8.95, it's gonna go like 6.23, 5.93. So I'm making profit off that. So the dollar that I make off the item probably just goes straight to fees, and the rest from the shipping is where the profit comes in. But I would do it again. It just depends on when I think you should start and end in the evening next time. I'll try it. I started them in the morning time just because that's what time I did it. But what time in the evening? Like 7? Uh, do you still pick up shoes and hats, or are you pretty much just clothing at this point? I don't pick up any shoes. I do pick up hats. Whenever I find them at a good price, if I get them at the bins, I'll buy them. Most of the time, though, when I see them at like thrift stores around me, it's like, some local, I don't know, some local weird stuff, like a bank or somebody had some hats made or some, some off-brand stuff that's not really got a lot of value. So I'll leave those behind. But if I find them at the bins, I'll pick them up. Like yesterday, I picked up even though it was a visor, I picked up a Virginia Tech Nike visor. Somebody will buy that, especially with it coming around to getting hot outside. Like it's super hot outside here in Missouri. So hats will start selling more. I did sell a few of them last week, and I sold a couple of pairs of shoes only due to the fact that they were on auction. If I see a pair of crispy tennis shoes that I don't have to clean or like they're new or something like that, I'll buy them. I don't really want to clean any shoes though, and that's the whole thing that's kept me away from doing shoes. But with things being like all kind of iffy on eBay, it's kind of like you get what you put in it. So if I had to buy some shoes to get my ASP up, then I would. I just got to find them. If I could find a line on some all Jordans, I would, but then I'd be worried about the legitness of them. That's what made me get out of selling shoes was I got two counterfeit claims back to back. And I was like, you know what? Forget this. Brad says I was full time. I went back to work full time and moved, so my eBay got messed up with 6 late shipments, and I lost top rated. That's why I asked. I'm working full time right now, but gonna go part time. You're gonna go part time to do eBay. So I would, if I was you, I would wait to go part time on your full time job unless you got like 6 months of full time job money set aside. Your eBay's not in top rated seller. So I wouldn't go full time with an account that's not at top rated seller status, right? Because you're going to be, less visible. So, and this is just my advice because I went full time way too soon, guys. And that's the thing that I don't like people saying. Now, honestly, you said you were full time before, so you know what you're doing. But I personally would stay away from going full time until you had enough income coming in off of eBay to go full time again. But that's just me, though. You can definitely do whatever you want to do. Um, Yep, that's a good time. Okay, I'll try it again at 7, but it probably won't be for like another month or two. B Hobbs, what's going on? How you doing? Nikki says, "Hey Marcus, hope you're doing well. I am. Hopefully you're doing well too. Thank you for hanging out. Is it necessary to put men's in the title, or is the category men's suit or women's suit good enough for the search engine? Thanks." Here's the thing, guys. Honestly, I don't necessarily think it's like make or break, right? And when all else fails, it's going to be in the men's category. It's going to have men in the item specifics. Is it 100% necessary? I'm going to lean with no, because today in the Patreon this morning with Denise that was just in the chat earlier, we were looking up listings of Lucky Brand jeans, and there were Lucky Brand jeans that didn't have the word women's, but there were women's jeans in the women's category, so they will still show up. When it's all said and done, an optimal title with the word women's is going to show up better. It's going to be higher in the search. Optimized title with a title in the right title structure will show up better. It'll rank higher in search. But at the end of the day, you could title your title like men's Tommy Hilfiger jeans, blue, straight leg, size 32, and it'll still show up in the search. Is that a great title? That's a horrible title, but it'll still show up because the item specifics will have Tommy Hilfiger in there. It'll have the men's 32. It'll have the men in the category. It'll have the blue in the color. It'll be straight leg in the item specifics. You'll still land the plane. I'm just saying it's best to put whatever you want in the title, whatever you want to be the selling point of the item in the title, and then use the rest for keywords. Uh, and use the keywords to try to target the person you want to buy it. Your husband works too. Okay, so you guys aren't really hurting for the cash then if you go part-time. Well then, my hat's off to you. Just make sure you're moved now, so everything should be back to normal. So just make sure you stay on top of those shipments, and everything should be fine. You should be able to get it back within 3 months because you have over 400 sales in a 3-month period. And it's on a rolling 90-day basis. So it really might be within 1 month. You just gotta just do the right thing for the next month or two. What's up, hustle man? I sold some type of t-shirt. Let's go. Marcus, have you been getting a lot of low balls lately? I have. I'd had 4 today on all the stuff I'm not trying to get rid of course. That's pretty much the only offer I get is low ball offers. And I just decline, or either I counter with something that is more suitable to what I'm willing to accept. I like doing brand, model, size, color, keywords, but everyone finds a structure that works for them. Yeah, I do. I do brand, item type, gender, size, color, keywords. So Levi's jeans, men's 32, blue, straight leg, whatever keywords after that. Travis, what up, dog? How do people like you in tech take photos so quickly? It takes me about a minute 30 on average, and I'm taking a lot of photos a day. So the thing is how do you take your photos? Do you do flat lay like tech? Because that is the hands down fastest way to do it. If I took photos like tech, I would take 30-second photos. But I take about 35 to 40-second photos because I do mine vertical flat lay, because that bending over and stuff like tech does hurts my back after a while. So I don't do it that way. But really, man, it's just you might be taking too many photos. You might be this right here is the common thing that I hear from people when they join the Patreon. What they're trying to do is make sure the item looks perfect, right? So let me show you guys my store. They're trying to make sure the photos look like OCD, like perfect, no wrinkles, centered, looks great. But I just throw these up there, man. You know what I mean? Look, this one's kind of crooked. For the most part, this one's crooked. The sleeve isn't even all the way straight, but people are trying to make sure, like, there's wrinkles in my pants. There's a wrinkle right there. People are trying to make sure that everything's like crispy and like smoothed out. And I just throw it up there on the board, man, and take the photos whichever way they lay. You know what I mean? And I think that's where people get caught up at, is trying to make sure that they take everything like super duper pristine, like centered, all the wrinkles smoothed out. I ain't got time for that. I'll just throw them things up there, man, and go. That's what really saved me a lot of time. And then I have the same process that I take my photos in every time. It never differs. So I just know which off the top of my head which way the photos are going to go. And I don't know about you, bro, but you said you do 40 or 50 or something a day, so you got to be up there. Right now I'm at like 23,000 listings. Like, I just listed my 23,000th listing yesterday. So not 23,000 ish, but I'm above 23. Let's see what I'm sitting at real quick. So after you do it enough, what I'm saying is you build up the reps. It gets easier. So my drafts say 23,502. So that's the listing number I've done, and that's just clothing. Because I did reselling for like a year before I ever just niched down to clothing. So probably throw another 1,000 on there. You get faster. Let's see. William says, "Hey man, good to catch you live. Have you had a problem with animal hair even after the washer? Mostly fleece is a pain." Yeah, so what I've done is number one, I stopped picking up as much fleece because everything sticks to it. I don't have blonde hair. I don't have long hair. But lo and behold, every time I do laundry, these weird random hairs get on the clothes. I don't know where they come from. My mom's got brown hair, not blonde hair. I don't know where the hair comes from. So it's like the hair fairies come and they throw hair all in your washer and your dryer, and then it gets on your all of it accumulates on the fleece. And then it's like dog hair, cat hair. Like I don't have pets. I don't know where that stuff comes from. And then it's a pain in the butt to get out. It's like you can use 6 or 7 lint roller sheets and it still won't all come out. So I've stopped picking up a lot of fleece. If it's got a lot of stuff stuck to it in the bins, it's going to get all over everything else when I wash it. And then it's not only going to be on that fleece, it's going to be on everything black. It's going to be on all the fleece, all the sweatshirts, and I don't pick it up. It's just a pain. So really what I do is minimize the amount of work I got to do on the back end. If an item has a lot of peeling, I don't care how good a condition, or how good of a brand it is. I'm not spending 30, 40 minutes with a fabric shaver on an item, because with the time that I spend to fabric shave an item, I can list or I can take photos of 5 more, 6 more. If it's 30 minutes, I could take 10 sets of photos. I'm not going to waste my time on that one item. I'd rather just pass on it. Yesterday, I passed on a Marmot jacket that would have made me $50, but on the inside of it, it had all white hair in it. I don't know what kind of animal it was, but it's like the animal wore the jacket instead of a human. So I just left it behind. I'm not wasting my time with it. Justin says, what's the minimum amount of listings you think a seller needs to make a full-time living on eBay? You can make a full-time living with 500 of the right items, but you can make a really good living with 1,000 items. Carrie at home, they have 1,800 items in their store, her and her husband, and they make 60K 90-day total. 1,800 items full-time. So you can do it with just the right items in your store. It's not a matter of how many items you have. It's a matter of what items you have. All depends on your ASP and sell-through rate. Yeah, that too. I have around a $50 ASP and 100% 90-day sell-through in my store with between 350 and 400 items listed at any given time. See, you don't need a big store. You just need the right items. Um, Collectibles, sneakers, all vintage clothing, rap tees, wrestling tees, racing tees, which all those are not as popular as they used to be, but some of them still go for really good money. Vintage Levi's, vintage Jinkos, vintage kickwear, those types of clothing items that sell for high dollar. Pendleton, Filson. If you have a store of all that type of stuff, your ASP will be through the roof. You won't be selling 15, 20 a day, but you'll be selling enough to where it's worth it. So just try to get better items. Hustle at home. Mom's photos are always less than perfect, and she does great. Yeah, it does. It doesn't matter, guys. Like, it's better than you. Have you guys seen the photos? Like, this dude is taking pictures of baseball hats in his lap, no shirt, hairy belly button in the photos, ashtray on the side of him, pizza box on the floor, toes in the photo, no socks, like on a recliner chair. And this guy's got 10,000 feedback. I'm like, if this guy can sell hats on his lap with jorts on and no shirt, I'm doing way too much trying to make sure my photos are perfect. So I promise you, I mean, does it make the experience better for the buyer to have pretty photos to look at? Yeah, but they're not looking at all of them anyway. How many times have you guys gotten messages from buyers that say, hey, I need the pit to pit measurement, and it's in the second photo or something? You know what I mean? So don't overdo it, guys. Y'all want to keep it down out there? Does anyone else buy filler junk to get the most out of the thrift coupons? Nope. That is a very bad idea. I'm at 15K for my SKU number, so I'm getting there. Good advice, though. Need to stop trying to perfect everything. Now, it's a good practice. Don't get me wrong. The thing is, the more you do pretty close to perfect, the less mistakes you'll make. An item will get laid up there on perfect or close to perfect almost every time. Are there times where, like, you might have to, like, a sleeve rolls down or something like that? You got to fix that. Yeah, but for the most part, it gets pretty quick in the photo process, just not being as perfect. Does eBay only like me when I'm away? LOL. I'm traveling this week and sales have been amazing. Man, it sucks you got to leave for him to pop off, but hey, at least you're selling something. Hopefully, hopefully whatever it is, they show you some love when you get back. Uh Shelly Sue, I love her. I haven't watched any of her videos lately. I watched two or three of her videos when I first got into reselling, but she's not my cup of tea. So I don't watch her videos. There's a lot of huge resellers that I don't watch. Uh Not that there's anything wrong with their content. I just choose to not watch them. I read an article that says making 100K a year is the new 50K a year. Is that is that easy with eBay? Not sales, but profit. I haven't made 100K in sale or in profit yet, so I think it's easier than people think, but I also think it's harder than people think. Um, I did I did 80K net last year, so I was 20K away, and that's just on eBay. I did 80K net, but 20K short of that. And I think that if I would not have changed my business model in September of last year, like I did, I changed everything in Q4, guys. Everything. I threw a whole wrench in the game. I went from listing 50 a day down to 30 a day, then down to 20 a day. So if I would have stayed at 50 a day, I probably would have been able to make that extra 20K to hit 100K profit. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? I think it's easy enough if you just work all day and don't do nothing else. Then you can do it. But if you want a life, you're gonna have to sell all high dollar items. I've seen several photos with priority box. I've been seeing that a lot too, with priority boxes as the backdrop. I see that quite a bit. I don't know who started that. I think it was. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who it was. What's up, Caleb? How you doing, man? I'm doing pretty good, bro. I only steam something if it's a higher dollar item or it really needs it. I don't steam anything, even if it is a higher dollar item. I just list it and if it sells. What's up, Nita? I think the only time I did steam something and it wasn't me. So I paid my mom to do all the eBay laundry, right? And she washed a pair of linen polo pants. uh Sometimes I'll forget to sit stuff out, right? Like, hey, this is cotton, or this is cashmere, don't dry it, or this is linen, don't dry it, and I'll forget to tell her that. So she did that to a pair of polo pants, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna need you to iron these. So she ironed them, because when it's linen, the legs shrivel up like it looks like a piece of jerky or something like that, instead of a pair of pants. So people can't tell if they're straight or if they're slim fit or something like that. So that's when I'll have something ironed. But for the most part, I try to catch it. So like yesterday, I found a pair of vintage Abercrombie and Fitch pants that had been cut into cargo shorts, and it's missing the button on the front. But there's buttons on the pockets. There's button on the back pockets. So I had my mom take one of the buttons off the cargo pocket and put it on the front, so the jeans will show, or the pocket, so the zipper and stuff will close at the front. Um, Usually I'll remember to do things like that and set it aside, but every now and then I'll just be moving fast. After spending the whole day at the bins, man, all you want to do is just go home and get off your feet. What's up, Amathea? How you doing? So I think steaming has its place. I don't do it. I don't own a steamer. I don't own an ironing board. I don't even own an iron. So I just lay items out flat. For the most part, that works. You can try that all you want with a linen item. It's not going to work. You can lay something flat on there all you want to. It's just going to press the wrinkles more flat. So that's the only thing that I've seen. I don't know what else you're steaming, but that's really the only thing that I've seen that I've had to steam before. Jeans, even the jeans that are wrinkly, I can smooth that out with my hand to make it flat enough to where it's presentable. Um, Unless they got, sometimes you guys pull your jeans and stuff out of the dryer, and the leg is like twisted all around like a sweatshirt or something. Then it needs ironing, but for the most part, it's all good. On shirts, is there a hint to know men's and women's like tees? So let me share my screen with you again. For the most part, it depends on like the maker, but if it's like Gildan, or Russell, Toltecs, athletic apparel, those types of things is going to be unisex. But like for these, this is a men's sweatshirt. Most of these are going to be men's, but then you can tell. Let me try and find a women's item. You can tell on usually on the sides, like the ribs of a woman's tee is going to be curved. Let me take this off real quick, guys. So we'll look at women's tees. See, like this men's shirt is straight up and down. Oops, I spelled it wrong. And we look at these. See how these are like, they kind of curve out. They curve. These kind of curve. Now, this Life is Good shirts will say women in the tag. So, women's. This one will say women's in there too. Well, this one doesn't say women, but it looks very feminine, so I said it was a women's. And then you can also check the measurements. The measurements will be different. See, this is a good example. Like the sleeves will be capped, or they'll be really short, and the ribs will taper in on the sides. Ribs taper in on the sides, so they just look different. Now, if it's something like this where I couldn't tell, I just based it off the measurements. So if we look at the measurements, it says a 20 pit to pit, which is right at the top of a men's medium, but look at the length of it is short. And it said that it was a large in the tag, so I'm not going to sell this to a man because it's not going to fit him. It might not fit a woman either. I might get a return on this, but that's how I do it at least. But you can also, what you can do is whatever the item that you have is, you can go to Google, type in that brand, and then look up the size chart for that specific brand. And when I have an item that doesn't have a tag in it or something like that, I'll go to the brand of it. And if it's a men's item or a women's item, I'll check the size chart for whatever it is, if it's pants, shirts, whatever. And that's how I find out what the size is. Because different, like Carhartt shirts, don't fit me the same way as like this is an Under Armour shirt, a medium. A Carhartt shirt will be big on me as a medium. So I don't I don't, when it's something like that, I'll go to their website and try to get a more accurate size. What's up, Linda? How you doing? I had a return because I said men's and it was a women's. That's happened to me plenty of times. I sold a Nike hoodie to a man. It definitely had men's measurements too. The thing about Nike is it has a style code on it. So I typed in the style code and it came up as a men's hoodie. The person opened a return saying it was a women's hoodie. And so I beat the case. I beat the return, the INAD that the guy opened up and just, gave him back his money as if it was a regular return. And I got the INAD removed because Nike puts a style code in there and it's a men's hoodie. So sometimes you'll have people that say that regardless of whether it's true or not. So maybe next time, if you know for sure, you can beat the INAD or you can beat the return because of it. I took inspiration from you and I'm auctioning off all my bad items and buying better items, quality over quantity. Well, I hope it works. Be careful when you go to end the listings to make sure that you don't relist stuff that you don't have or items that you might have listed before or ended before. Dakota says, what's up? Looking to get into jeans, clothing. Mind sharing some deep dive keyword tips? Yeah. This, I don't know if I can actually, let me share my screen real quick. What's up, Doug? How you doing, bro? It's paying off for you guys. That's what's up. Doug used to be in the Patreon. See, this is the goal of the Patreon. It's to teach you guys everything you need. And then once you learned it, you leave. I don't need you to be in the Patreon forever. And Doug and his wife are out there killing it. Good job, guys. Let's see. Entire screen. So this right here is going to tell you everything you need to be proficient with keywords and styles. Vendu. If you look up here, it says Vendu different core aesthetics. I could share the link, but it's going to just copy this big old gigantic text and Just type in Vendu core aesthetics on Google, it should pop up. So this light academia is a keyword. These hashtags are all keywords. Light academia, dark academia, preppy, vintage preppy, professor, wool. Each look has its own core aesthetic, and each one of them have different keywords that you can use. So this is how you can find out the trending keywords. And I say trending because it's what's popular right now. Things are always getting added to it. Coastal Cowgirl was not on this list when I first started using it. Neither was bloke core. This was not on there when I started using this list a year ago. So it keeps evolving, and whatever's trending will be on this list. Now, with that being said, not everything that's going to be popular is going to be on this list. There's going to be certain items, certain keywords that will be used for them that aren't on this list. So really, it comes with knowing your target demographic, studying people that are big in that category. I sell a lot of vintage items, so obviously people to watch are going to be Tech and Sports, Full Court, Aged Ivy, places like that. Sean Witherspoon's store, with what are they called? Them guys. Watch their content, watch what they're selling, go to their stores, see what type of keywords they use, and know who your demographic is. That's going to be how you target the items. Are there discount stores in your area like Ross and Burlington? Nope. There's discount stores like that. The only one that's in my area is a TJ Maxx. And you know, they got some stuff, but I'm not gonna spend all my spending budget at TJ Maxx. But they have those types of stores in St. Louis where I go to the bins at, but I wouldn't go to those stores when I'm already in St. Louis to go to the bins, because that's where I get a lot of good stuff at. If I lived closer, I would do all types of stuff different. If I lived closer to St. Louis, I would do everything different. I would go to the bins every day. I would go 3 hours for the first rotation in the morning, and then I would go hit thrift stores all throughout the city in the afternoon. Or I would go to the thrift store every day. There's hundreds of thrift stores in St. Louis. I would go to those every day, and I'd go to the bins, once or twice every other day, just to keep my buy costs down. Then I would probably go to like Ross and Burlington and, things like that. And, just cherry pick good items. I would do things totally different if I lived in a big city. But since I don't, I got to do things the way that I'm doing it. How long did it take you to list your first 1,000 items? I'm trying to get there. With intent. So I was kind of just doing eBay like without, much direction or much purpose for like the first year. But at the end of October, well, at the end of 2021, I went full time in October. So from October to January 1st, 2022, I went from 700 items to over 1,000. So it just takes time, man. If you're doing 10 a day, it's going to take you a while. If you're doing 20 a day, it'll take you faster. So it just really depends on how many you're listing a day and how fast you can do them. What's up, Josh? Hope you're doing good, man. Really miss your live streams, bro. I got Bo's book he did, and that helps out a lot. Yeah, that book is, and I think he was going to do another one, but that's before he switched lanes. It took Brat Sells, it took 6 months for her to get 1,000 items. These cores are getting out of hand, Miss Lachey, for sure. Hey Cheryl, what's going on? This is who I was talking about on when the live stream first opened up. If you check her channel out, somebody with a wrench, can somebody share Cheryl's link to her channel so you guys can subscribe and watch the video that the interview that I did with her this morning, and subscribe to Sarah's channel as well. She's the other person in the video. What would you do differently in a big city? I already explained that. Maybe I need to explain it again. Let me know if I need to explain it again. Retro, I wish you'd come check out Gary Outlet, bro. Mountains of stuff that rotates all day. Bro, I really, really am going to take a trip soon, either to Gary or to Romeoville. I heard a lot of good things about both of those locations. And then Doug, the guy that was just in the chat earlier, this guy, he's been to the Gary Benz before. No, he's been to the Indianapolis Benz. Doug, if you're still in here, have you been to the Gary Benz? I've heard a lot of good things about it, man. And it's about time for me to take a trip one of these weeks to go up there. I just don't know when. I got a trip coming up in June, I believe it is, to go to Charleston, South Carolina to Brandon Lake's church. And if you guys don't know who Brandon Lake is, he's like a huge gospel, like contemporary Christian worship leader. He sings a lot of worship songs that are popular right now. He's got a church, and my brother and I and the outreach team in my church are going to go there. So maybe I'll be able to dip away and go, thrifting when I'm out of town or something like that. But I don't know. Cheryl, do you have a wrench? I don't think you have a wrench. Somebody with a wrench is going to need to copy Cheryl's link so they can click on it. But there's her link if you guys want to check it out. How do you get your clothes to fit in your clear bags perfectly? I just fold them. Just fold them up. I don't do anything special. I just fold them like retail, like the stores do. And then I fold them like a taco. So if it's a pair of jeans, hang on, let me get two items and show you. So if it's a pair of shorts, I'll fold the shorts in half, and then I'll fold them in half again. And then when I go to put them in the bag, I'll do that, stuff them in the bag, then I'll make them fit. If it's a t-shirt, I take the t-shirt like this, I fold it like that, and I fold it like that, and I just put it in there. It's not very pretty at all. It just gets in the bag. That's my whole concern, is putting it in the bag. And I still get lots of feedback. Oh, this item was packaged perfectly and so professional. And I'm like, if you only knew. It's better than just stuffing them in a bag, though. I go to the Grand Rapid Benz now. That's what's up. I heard that those are decent. Hustle and Hooks used to go up there on their videos. I've only been to Romeoville Benz, about 30 minutes for me. Do want to go to Gary Benz one of these days. So what do you think about the Romeoville Benz? I heard my buddy just went there. He's from St. Louis, and he drove up there, and he said it was good. I do think he said that the employees go through it, though. I watched so many folding videos back when I started. There's this little Asian dude, man. He folds up things like so awesome, like origami with clothing, but it's so overkill. I'm like, man, I ain't doing all that. I'll just keep it moving, guys. Everything I do with speed. It's not really about the most presentation, like pretty presentation looking. I just try to do whatever's going to get the job done. It's all about units per hour for me. Doug says he hasn't been to the Gary Benz, but we like Indy and Nashville, Tennessee. I like Nashville. I went there with my girlfriend for an overnight trip. We went to the one. What's the street that starts with a C? That's the one we went to. Let me see. There's two of them. One's in the hood. The one on Berry Road, we didn't. Maybe that is the one we went to on Berry Road. Yeah, we went to the one on Berry Road. So what's the other one? Cockrell. That's the one we did not go to. I like the one we went to, though. They had a lot of stuff. Although they did have a retail store right around the corner, so I'm wondering how much of that stuff was picked through. So I'm about due for another binge trip soon, though. True, I picked a way to fold that fit nicely, and I only folded that way. Got fast at it. There you go. I still don't know what Coastal Cowgirl is. I don't know either. I'm not even gonna waste my time with it. I just use words like Western and cowgirl, and whatever it is, depending on who it is that I'm trying to sell it to. Most of the stuff that I pick up for women, if it's not like athleisure or something like that, I'm trying to sell it to like someone that's my age. And a 40-year-old woman ain't really trying to wear all that stuff. If she is, she's not going to be looking up those coastal cowgirl words. I mean, she might be a reseller. She might know, you know what I mean? But normal people out there, unless they're like into fashion, they're not going to know what all this stuff means. So that's why, some of that you got to take it with a grain of salt. Some of it, it doesn't really matter. A 40-year-old man's not going to know what bloat core means unless he sells clothing. Uh, I'm pretty sure he won't. Not a regular dude, you know. I wouldn't know what none of this stuff means if I wasn't selling clothing, but I was never into fashion either. Only time that I've ever been into clothing is when I've been into like hip hop trends back in when I was in high school. So in the year 2000, when like I was a kid and that stuff mattered, I was watching like all the rap videos, and I'm like, oh well, this rapper's wearing this or this rapper's wearing that. Oh, look at the shoes; those shoes is dope. Like that's when I was into fashion, when I was in high school. When kids were wearing Jinko jeans and band tees, and we were wearing you know Echo Unlimited and stuff at school. Like that's when I was like into fashion. Nowadays, man, I'm pretty much just good with some Nike joggers and some Puma. I said Pumas and some Panda dunks on my feet. I'm pretty good. Uh, I just like to be comfortable, man. My brother calls it being a glorified teenager. I need he says you need to upgrade your style of dress, bro. It's like I'm not trying to be walking around like a glorified teenager with hoodies and sweatshirts on all day. I'm like, bro, I just like to be comfortable. I even go to church with a hoodie on, so I don't know. It is what it is. Thank you for sharing the link, Miss Lachey. Do you use Cheryl accounting service for 25 bucks for the workbook? I use the actual workbook. You're thinking of the cost of goods calculator. I buy the whole shebang because it comes with everything you see, all the things that are like separate options. If you buy the workbook, it comes with all that. So I buy the biggest thing that I can buy on there because it comes with everything that she has to offer. So, and the membership. I don't use the membership. I'm a member of her Facebook group. Am I a member of this, Cheryl? I don't know. I think there's some things that I'm grandfathered in on, but I'm not sure if I'm a part of her accounting service. I pay her to do my taxes, but that's not $25 at all. uh I can't find lighting tool. Lighting that looks good. There's always a glare on my pictures. Any suggestions? Are you using like a lighting kit? Are you using just like these types of lights? If you're using these, those suck. Um, I wouldn't use those. I would get like an actual light box with the umbrella lights or something like that, or something that's for photography. If not, you can use like house lamps, like this thing back there in the back. Just put a daylight bulb in it and try to get it to where it's positioned right alongside your item perfectly, to where there will be no glare. Another thing might be your lens on your camera is dirty, so it's causing a glare that way too. So just wipe your camera off and then don't touch the lens while you're taking photos. Um, so um, that's the best thing I can suggest. Yeah, so I'm judging by Cheryl's laughing face that I'm not a member of her accounting service. I just know that I'm in her Facebook group. Cheryl, shouldn't you be working on my taxes right now? She's off. This is off hours right now. And speaking of Cheryl, when are you going to be ready to come into um the Patreon to do that coaching call about taxes? Cheryl, shouldn't you be working on it? Thanks, Marcus. I need to find a good lighting kit. So I use Skytex. There's links in my description for the lights I use. I don't know, they're like 40, 50 bucks, maybe 70 bucks. I don't know. I kind of just buy things, guys. Uh, but there's tons of cheaper options out there too. So just get on Amazon. You can use the Lightbox link in my description and look at them. That's what I use, and then you could find something that's cheaper than that, and that should do you just fine. My membership is $25. No, Marcus isn't in my membership. Okay, well there you go, guys. I do think that if you want tax advice and like accounting advice and stuff, Cheryl's gonna be the one to help you because she's a reseller as well as a tax professional. So like she's gonna know all types of write-offs and deductions and things that you can get for your business that the average tax preparer isn't gonna know. So there you go. Whenever you're ready. Okay, maybe this week. You got an opening this week? Let me know. Message me on Facebook. She says, I'm tired, Doug. So tired. I bet you are. Do you think YouTube pays more than eBay? Absolutely not, dude. Like, if you're big, I suppose. Like maybe Harry Tornado makes more on YouTube than he does on eBay. But for me, my YouTube money is chump change, dude. It's laughable compared to what I make on eBay. I only did $7,000 on YouTube last year total. That's it's I mean it's essentially a waste of time. You know what I mean? I'm on here putting content out for you guys to help you grow your business. I'm not out here, putting out YouTube videos to get rich off you guys. Um, I'm not that guy. I'm not making hand over fist money off YouTube. My videos don't even get that many views. If you're using lamps for photos like stand-up lamps, use the same light bulbs in each lamp. Some are wider than others. Use identical bulbs. I would recommend just using daylight bulbs. And then if you have a camera, set your professional camera lens to the lumens of the light bulbs. So if it's 5,000 Kelvin, turn your camera setting to 5,000 Kelvin. Okay, we'll catch up tomorrow. Sounds good. I was making 750 for every 1,000 views. So it depends for me. There's some videos where I made $35 per 1,000 views. It just depended on what I was talking about in that video. The highest money I made off a video was I don't know, like 350 bucks. And on that video, that particular video, I got over 1,000 subs. I made a lot of money off that video. But on average, I'm making like $30 a video. So it's not a lot of money. At least that's what I'm making within like the first 2 or 3 days. I don't really go back and check that stuff afterwards. Romeo is the closest Benz to Chicago, right? I've lived there for a few years, but that Benz wasn't there when I lived in the Chi. From what I heard, Romeoville just opened up, and I think it's like 30 minutes outside of Chicago, but I'm not from there, so I don't know. I just reached 1,000 subscribers, but not enough hours yet. You'll get there. What you got to do is put a loop out and then just share your playlist for watch time hours. So for me, with my other channel, my Christian channel, I'm at 5,700 subs over there, and I'm still 600 watch hours away from being monetized for AdSense. I've been monetized for like super chats and stuff like that because you get monetized at that for 3,000 watch hours. But I've only been doing that channel for like 3 months consistently, 4 months now. I started making content on that channel consistently right around Christmas Eve. So, I mean, it's actually growing faster than Dixon's Pickens is. And I'm pretty sure it will outdo Dixon's Pickens because the Christian category, like the niche, is many, many more viewers in there. Like the highest Christian YouTube channels have like millions of viewers or millions of subscribers. And I don't think there's not a single YouTube content creator that does reselling that has a million. Is there? Does anybody know if there's a YouTube like reseller that has a million followers? I think Harry Tornell is in there at a 500,000. I don't know though. I really don't know. But YouTube compounds versus eBay, all that listing. Eventually, YouTube will pay more. Not for me, bud. I'll probably never make more on YouTube than I do on eBay. Maybe with everything combined, like with my other channels combined, possibly, but not with this channel. This channel will never get anywhere near what I was making or what I'm making on YouTube or eBay. I mean, like even with Daily Refinement, when he was still on eBay, I think he was making like $10,000 a month on I don't know. I can't really say for sure. I think he was making around $10,000 a month doing sponsorships and stuff like that with, YouTube and affiliate links and all that stuff together. So I think that's the number he said for YouTube. And I don't know what he was making off eBay, but he was making more than $10,000 on YouTube or on eBay. So even at his level, YouTube's still not as profitable as eBay. So, I don't want people thinking that YouTube's the way to go. Unless you got like a huge channel and like your Harry Tornado, he said he was making like $500 off each video, and this was like his third year on YouTube. So I can only imagine what he's doing now. He wasn't even at 100,000 subscribers yet. He was talking about, if I want another $500, I just go make another YouTube video. I ain't doing that. I'm not making nowhere near $500 off a YouTube video. That's slightly under what I get paid. I got $700 for my last YouTube check. How long do you typically spend at the bins? I spent about 4 hours today, walked away with about 35 pairs of jeans. I spent about 2.5 hours. It depends on if I stay for there's two separate rotations, 3 hours apiece. Usually I'll just stay for one, and I only stay for about 2.5 hours. I'm nowhere near 3,000 hours. Not that I know of. We got to get you there, buddy. It's definitely the closest to Chicago. Next closest is probably the one in Indiana. Okay. I'm 40 and I'm definitely not typing in witchy, flowy, coastal grandma cowgirl. Nothing. It's more like black V-neck dress cotton. There you go. Brett, what's going on, man? He says, just made it up. What's up, everyone? Not a whole lot, bro. I hope my channel exceeds eBay. Changing my niche so I can be 100% mobile and still do reselling. Your channel, you offer accounting advice. I don't know what the top accounting channel is, but I'm sure it's bigger than reselling. So what about Harry Tornado? He was probably making 5,000 a month with 500K subs, 50,000 a month. I don't know now, honestly. I can't speculate on what he makes because he's never said what he makes because Haley doesn't want him to talk about it. YouTube is like eBay. Gotta feed a day. Gotta be fed daily. Yeah, I do videos every 3 days, and then my videos don't ever break 10,000. So like it's rare when they do. So I'm not getting a lot of views. If I was getting views like, let's say J Ride Flips or somewhere, he's getting like 30, 40,000 views a video, he's making bank. He's making some good money. He's making thousands off eBay or off YouTube. Maybe $2,000. The biggest YouTube check I ever got was 15 or 1650. And that was one video got over 12,000 views. And that month I made the most I've ever made off a YouTube check. And it's never been the same since. YouTube video stays. eBay is more listing. I mean, it's true. Like eBay is more work, but it takes so long I'm not saying you can't do it. Give it a try. Everybody's different. Everybody's experience is different. You might start a YouTube channel and go viral off your first video and be making bank. So definitely give it a try. Absolutely retro, but everything needs to be fed daily. Absolutely. Definitely. Yay, Mochi, are you the one I met at the binge yesterday? If you guys see me at the binge, speak to me. I don't look like I want to be talked to when I'm there, but if you guys watch the channel, I'll make all the time in the world for you. Even if I got headphones on. Yep. So I met this guy, and we were when you come in my bins, there's a row down the middle. It's like 8, 9 bins that go straight one way, and then there's rows that come horizontal. And we went down the whole row the whole way. And this is how you know that there's enough inventory at my bins for everybody. This guy watches my channel. He knows what I'm selling. He knows what I'm picking up. And we were both in the same bin. Each bin I moved to, he was at, or either he moved ahead of me and I followed right behind him. We stayed neck and neck the whole time, and we both left with full carts of stuff. So it's nice to meet you, Moochie. Thanks for reaching out to me. Thanks for introducing yourself. Glad you was able to find a lot of good stuff. But yeah, if you guys see me there, man, speak. I like to meet people that watch the channel. That made me laugh out loud. I never look like I want to be talked to, but I'm actually a nice person. I don't, man. Like if I'm not talking or if I'm not smiling, I look like I don't want to be talked to. Somebody said on my Christian channel, was like, man, that dude looks like he's ready to beat somebody up. And I guess I got not a nice looking face, but I've been told that since I was a kid, so it is what it is. I guess it helps in certain situations. I'll give you that mean mug, let you know I ain't playing. But it definitely helped when I was in prison, that's for sure. But I'm a different dude these days, man. You know, I might not go out of my way to talk to people, but if they make the effort to talk to me, I'll have a conversation. But yeah, so and that's the same way I'm with these live streams, man. If you guys don't say nothing, it's gonna be a real boring conversation. It's gonna be one-sided as heck. Uh, but so yeah, really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me. We'll do this again next Tuesday. So hopefully you guys have a great rest of your evening. Make some sales. If you haven't get your items listed yet, that's what I'm getting ready to do. I'm gonna list mine. But I'll see you guys in tomorrow's day in the life video. If you guys have not subscribed to Cheryl's channel, go subscribe to her channel and watch some videos. Help my girl get up to 3,000 watch hour, 4,000 watch hours. Good night, Mr. X. Yay. Holler at you, bro. Everybody, that's going to do it for this one. Catch you guys on the next one. Till then, let's make this cat.